alone to the post up top. Bradshaw, step back three. Good. Nothing but net by McKinley. Bradshaw. Hansen turns around against Ellingford. Pretty move from the senior.
Eagles basketball is on the air. Lyman High School is ready to soar through the 2019-2020 season. Catch it all on your home for Bridger Valley basketball. MyLocalRadio.com. Lyman basketball is brought to you by Auto Farm Chevrolet, the Come On In of Casper, Westar Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, Plains Tire, Wyoming Dental Specialties, Trona Valley Community Federal Credit Union, The Store, and Blacks Fork Dental. Now, Eagles fans, it's time to head to the booth to join the play-by-play voice of the Bridger Valley, Jake Hibbard.
Welcome to the Casper Event Center, where we are just minutes away from the opening round of the state playoffs. At the 3A level, it's number 3 Newcastle versus number 2 Lyman. And the Lyman Eagles come in after a trip to the regional championship match just a week ago, trying to get their way through the quarterfinals and find a semifinal matchup with a chance to get into Saturday's championship. Jake Hibbard joining you alongside Kate Bollender here on day one of the championship rounds at the Casper Event Center. It's the 3A state tournament live on KADQ 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. Pre-game coverage next.
Hi, this is Chase Sawyer with Sawyer Disaster Cleanup and Construction. In addition to our cleanup and restoration services, we also offer new construction and remodeling. We can help with a newer kitchen, bathroom, a garage, deck, or a new addition to your home. We provide accurate, itemized estimates with no hidden fees or extra charges, and we complete each job to 100% of your satisfaction. Call us today at 307-741-7000. Sawyer Disaster Cleanup and Construction.
Whatever you need, it's likely that Bradshaw's and Lyman can help. Whether it's windows at home or new glass in your car, truck, SUV, or semi, Bradshaw's has it. Tires? Yes. All vehicles, ATVs, semis, and more. Bradshaw's offers a 24-hour towing service for everything large to small. And the Bradshaw Fitness Center is open 24/7. There's more, so always call Bradshaw's first. Whatever you need, it's likely they can help. 307-787-3450. Again, that's 307-787-3450.
We'll have an abbreviated Sawyer's Disaster Cleanup and Construction pregame show. That's kind of what happens at the state tournament. Sawyer's Disaster Cleanup and Construction, there for water damage, mold damage, fire, and more. Sawyer's is there for you. 741-7000. First look brought to you by Bradshaw's Glass Towing and Fitness. And I guess what better way to get that first look than talking to Coach Hansen. So that's what we'll do. The clock says we're about 3.5 minutes away from game time. I imagine we'll have a national anthem and some starting lines before that, but we want to get that whole interview in. So Bradshaw's Glass Towing and Fitness will give you the first look by way of Jason Hansen. Bradshaw's has 24-hour towing fitness center that's 24/7 as well. Also home and auto glass repair, 787-3450.
Jason Hansen with me, head coach of the Lyman Eagles, and you get a first-round matchup with Newcastle after making your way into the championship game. Faced off with Mountain View for a second time in about a week, and came right down to the wire. How did you feel about that contest and how your girls stepped up in a championship matchup to have it really come down to a one last shot?
I was proud of them. I thought we played well. We didn't finish shots, but I thought that was kind of our only bad part of the game for us was, we just didn't make layups. And so, no, I was proud that we even got down there in the fourth quarter and we made a run back with some big shots and, had a chance to win it at the end. So, yeah, I was happy with our performance. So.
Heading into the semifinal matchup against Worland, there was a new broadcaster who had not seen Lyman, and he asked me about him, and I said, if Worland, they're two different styles of play. Worland's going to go a lot down low, but Lyman, watch out for their defense because that's really where they hang their hat. And you mentioned after that victory that was their best defensive performance of the season. Now as you go into state, I would assume that you want your next three best performances defensively of the season to come on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. What would that require? Where was your team clicking so good in this regional tournament that was maybe just even better than it had been in the regular season defensively?
I just thought everyone was moving a lot better than we have in the past, and I thought, our posts were actually really, really active, and it was causing a lot of the other teams problems. I felt like, our team really focused in on their assignments. And so it's going to take us, we got to play some really tough teams coming up. And so it's going to take our girls to really remember what their assignments are and, try to execute them the best they can.
In order to get into the semifinals on Friday, you have to first get a quarterfinal victory on Thursday against Newcastle. What have you seen out of that team?
They're very good at shooting. They have 4 or 5 girls that, just watching them on film, they all look like they have pretty good shots. And they don't hesitate either. I mean, it's catch and shoot. And so, that can make for a very dangerous team to play. Also, they have one player, I'm not sure how to pronounce her name, but she's a freshman, and she's about 5'10", and she looks like she's very active and very aggressive, likes to drive, likes to pretty much do it all. And so looks like we're going to have our hands full with her.
Well, as you get ready for the final days leading up before you head off to state, how are you treating this last week of the season with the girls?
Just trying to have fun. We just kind of had a pretty casual practice yesterday, and so today we'll get a little bit more serious and try to buckle down a little bit. But I told the girls yesterday that this was the last week they'll probably get to hang out like this, and so they need to make it fun and memorable. So
Coach Hansen of the Lyman Eagles, thank you so much and good luck at state.
Hey, thanks for covering us, and appreciate it.
If you're like me, the Wyoming State Basketball Tournament is something you mark on your calendar every year. Hi, I'm Jake Hibbert, host of the Wyoming Prep Podcast.
And I'm Elin Olive, host of The Pitchfork.
Together, we're set to bring you the best of state basketball coverage this year. Join us on Wednesday, March 11th from 7 to 8:30 p.m. on mylocalradio.com for the Wyoming Prep Podcast State Preview Show. Elin and I will have some of the biggest names in Wyoming basketball joining us as we break down the 3A and 4A girls and boys brackets. You can also listen live on KNYN 99.1 FM or listen to it after the show's already aired by downloading it from the Wyoming Prep Podcast. Wednesday, March 11th from 7 to 8:30 p.m. on mylocalradio.com or anytime archived. It's the 3A, 4A State Basketball Preview Show. You won't want to miss it.
Welcome back to the Casper Event Center, and thank you very much. We found the missing. For that, thanks to Frank Gambino, we had the missing windscreen. I thought I just left it out in the car, but thanks to Frank for picking that one up. As I was saying, we are about set for contests here of Lyman versus Newcastle. This begins the state tournament here at the Casper Event Center on the 3A girls side. Lyman is the number 2 seed, so they're the home team, and the road team, the Newcastle Dogies. Black jerseys, orange siding, and orange lettering, white numerals. Their starters being announced right now. This is a matchup of two fairly young teams, I would say. And let's take a look at the Newcastle Dogie starters first. 9-13 on the season, 2-4, finishing number 3, winning that consolation game. Freshman Jalen Ostison, and that's that freshman Coach Hansen was alluding to, said I don't know how to pronounce her name. It's Ostison, 5'10" freshman. She's a playmaker out on the wing. Shelby Tiedemann, a freshman as well, 5'8", wearing number 5. She's a point guard. Mercedes Volker, a junior at 5'6". She's the younger sister of Lexus Volker, who was a WCA All-Star for the girls, I think it was basketball. Yeah, it was basketball. And she's playing a Division II basketball right now, I think, out in the Dakotas. And Sarah Sweet is a senior, 5'5", wears number 24. Allie Cass, 5'7", freshman, number 25. So 3 freshmen, a junior, and a senior on that starting lineup for your Lyman Eagles. 5'8" sophomore point guard Bryce Hansen wears number 12. Now 5'8" sophomore as well, Charles C. Rose. In the post, Mandy Ayers, a senior at 5'10". Sage Bradshaw, a freshman on the wing, 5'5", wears number 14. And Hadley Gross in the post, a 5'8" senior. So 2 sophomores and a freshman, 2 seniors on the starting lineup for Lyman, and then 2 freshmen, a junior, a senior, or 3 freshmen, a junior, and a senior for Newcastle. Lyman will be moving from left to right here in the first quarter as we get set to start things off here at the Casper Event Center. We've got a bird in the house as well, Kate.
We do, a little bird.
A quite literal bird, and not a mascot, not just the Lyman mascot. We've got a bird flying around the Casper Event Center. Opening tip is won by Lyman, and we are underway. First quarter action here at the Casper Event Center quarterfinals. Lyman has the basketball. Mandy Ayers looks backdoor cut. Finds Bryce Hansen for 2, up and in. Right out of the breaks, Lyman takes a 2-0 lead. Love that first play. Lyman loves that one. No matter who's at the top, they're always looking for a wing backdoor cut.
You do. And if you're Newcastle, that's something you've got to watch out for. They'll run that play over and over again if it's open.
And that's usually their first play, but like you said, they'll run it throughout if it's not being covered. Full court press on for Lyman. Broken away and on the run. Here comes Shelby Tiedemann with a layup. She just misses off to the right. She was wide open. Hadley Gross gets the board, outlets out to half court. Bryce Hansen with the basketball. She has it on the right wing. Goes against Tiedemann. 3-ball aired out and saved by Charles C. Rose. Not quite. She goes tumbling out of bounds, trying to save that basketball. Clock at 7:19 left in the first quarter. Newcastle takes the basketball, and it's Allie Cass with it in the backcourt, fouled by Charles C. Rose, but a travel preempts that, so never mind, no travel called after all. Lyman showing what they do early on. It's all defense for these Eagles.
It really is. They play great defense, and a lot of times I think they get overlooked because their scoring percentages aren't always the highest, but they play extremely good defense.
Lyman basketball after the Sage Bradshaw inbound. High-low down to Mandy Ayers from Bryce. She bobbles the basketball, moves out to the corner, still with her dribble. Mandy surveying the scene at the top, guarded by Volker. Out to the right wing is Charles C. Rose. She gets guarded by Ostison, then quick to the top. Bryce Hansen swings around to the left wing. Mandy Ayers looks into the post, then goes away from there. Hadley Gross grabs it at the top of the key. 6:50 left in the first quarter. 2-0 Lyman. Down low and an overthrown pass. Bryce Hansen looking for Charlesy. Tossed the basketball away into the hands of the Ostison. Ostison, a 5'10" freshman, tosses it to the middle of the court. It's deflected, taken away. Sage Bradshaw on the run. 3-on-2 advantage. Finds Rose. 2 hands up, misses the layup. Mandy Ayers on the putback. No good as well. Trying to chase down the rebound. It's out of bounds and off the leg of Volker.
Mandy was trying all she could to get that ball back after she missed putting it back up into the basket.
A strange miss for Charles C. Rose. She almost never misses in transition. That's a maybe just early state 9 a.m. jitters, maybe more than anything else. It's an early game to be playing basketball, especially a state quarterfinal game. This isn't consolation. One of these teams will be in the semifinals tomorrow. 2-0 Lyman, and they have the basketball. Bryce Hansen dribbles to the free throw line, then to the left block, turns around back to the top of the key, goes to Mandy Ayers. Bounce pass out to the right side. 3-ball up, missed off to the left by Sage Bradshaw. Volker gets the board, turns around up far sideline for Newcastle, working it across the timeline. Newcastle going from right to left here in the first period. Just 2 minutes after 9 a.m. Steal away. Mandy Ayers grabbed it. Sage to Charlesy. Back to Sage under the basket. 2 more points, this time by Sage Bradshaw. So 1 backdoor cut and 1 fast break bucket for Lyman. All starting with the defense and just quick offense, like you said, opportunistic, getting those backdoor cuts. On the other side for Newcastle, Tiedemann's rejected in the blocks. Up ahead, Rose trying to get another fast break bucket. Pass knocked out of bounds by Mercedes Volker. Caroline Bradshaw checks in for Charles C. Rose. Nicole Peden in for Hadley Gross. 5:30 left in the first period on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Inbound to Ayers. She's hit as she goes up, just misses. The inbound pass, Mandy took a step in. The defense didn't react. Looked like they weren't quite ready to play on that one.
No, they didn't. And that's, I don't know, like you said, it's 9 a.m., it's jitters, it's state, or what it is.
I think 9 a.m. on that one, a little bit foggy. It's snowy here in Casper as well, we should mention, as Mandy makes her first free throw. It was sunny.
It was.
Yesterday. Today, tons of snow on the vehicle.
I gotta admit, I didn't plan for this. I'm wearing flats right now, short sleeve shirt.
2-2 trip by Mandy Air, and she puts Lyman up 6-0 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Inbound to Mercedes Volker. She'll work it across, guarded by Peden on the left sideline. Still with her dribble, looks outside. May down low into the blocks, turnaround shot, and a rejection of Sarah Sweet by Mandy Air. Here comes the Lyman Eagles offense running once again. It's Madison Harris with the basketball. She loses control of the dribble, so that stalls the fast break. In the half-court set, Mandy Air looks out right side to Nicole Peden on the wing. Pop up to the top. Bradshaw, that being Caroline, open. Looks out to the left wing. Air off the dribble, down low into the blocks. Tries to go inside against Sweet, and she gets blocked. Back to Newcastle. Ostison trying to push the tempo against Air. Moves out to the left side. It's Allie Cass, another freshman, looking down low. Ball bobbles off a couple of players, and I think it went last touched off of Caroline Bradshaw. That is the call. It was a bad pass by Newcastle, though, and then Caroline just was kind of in the way for that one. Newcastle does turn the ball over quite a bit. They turn over at a rate of 21.5 per game, and we saw that looking at film last week. We'll talk about that maybe coming out of the break. A timeout with 4:47 left in the first period, and Lyman up 6-0 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. This is a First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on KABQ and online at mylocalradio.com.
As one of the region's most visited websites, mylocalradio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Stream your favorite music all day, every day, or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit mylocalradio.com today to stream it all live.
Out of the break, it's 6-0 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board, and we mentioned it going into it. 21.5 turnovers per game, Kate, for Newcastle. And we saw they make passes that can get picked off, especially against a defense like Lyman's.
Oh, yeah. If you're willing to make that weak pass, Lyman's not going to let you do that.
Inbound, it's Newcastle basketball, moving from right to left here in the second period. 4:42 left in the period. Newcastle working with Allie Cass at the top. She picks up her dribble. 3-2 extended zone look by Lyman, off to Ostison. Caroline comes out to guard her. Into the high post. Cass turns around, nearly walks with it. Ostison takes the pass, drives in off the glass, hits off the rim twice, no good. Hope Sinnott can't control the board for Lyman, but a throwaway as Tidyman tossed it into the hands of Sinnott. Lyman basketball. Nicole Peden across the timeline. On the right wing, passes to Hope Sinnott. Joined on the court by Harris and two Bradshaws. A travel by Hope. Turns it over for Lyman. She grabs both of her temples and pushes her fingers into the side after that travel.
I didn't think they were going to call it. I watched when she moved her pivot foot, and I'm like, all right. And it was another 3 to 4 seconds before the whistle came.
Mercedes Volker to inbound against a Presh man press, it looks like, for Lyman. Ostison trapped at the corner. Dribbles to the middle. She's about at her own free throw line. Turned around, out to Tidyman. She dribbles through 3 defenders. Gets past into Caroline Bradshaw's grill, out to the right side. Velcro with a 3-up. Still no points on the board for Newcastle. New player in for Newcastle is Shawnee Miles, the sophomore, and a foul comes in on number 5, Hope Sinnott. That's her first.
Hope Sinnott, number 5 on the foul, her first.
3:49 left in the first period. 6-0 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board, and here come the troops back in. 4 starters back in for Lyman. Sage Bradshaw was the last starter out onto the court. She's to the bench. It's Charles C. Rose, Mandy Air, Hadley Gross, Bryce Hansen, and Nicole Peden on the clock. Pretty early here. Lyman 2 of 6 from the field. Newcastle 0 of 5. Newcastle basketball. Tidyman to Ostison. Outside 3 ball up by Cass. It's up and in as the bird flies by us. First 3 points of the board for Newcastle, and we've got, I don't know if you call that a sparrow or what that is, but a bird just flew right by me as the shot dropped in. First 3 ball by Cass, and for Newcastle of the day. On the other side, Hadley Gross converts in the paint. That could be a topic of conversation throughout as the birds flying up into the stands, dive bombing on fans on the other side of the court for Newcastle. The ball rolls out of bounds, last touch by Peden. I don't know if there's any bird catchers in Casper, but they need to look into that. I always was told this place had birds, and here we are.
Here we are.
And there's a bird. Baseline inbound. Volker takes it on the left wing. Nicole Peden guarding out on that. Toss to the left side. Bryce, no. Charles C. Rose nearly comes away with the steal intended for Ostison. And those skip passes, you're going to need to get them up into the air. A line drive with this Lyman defense will be picked off nearly every time. Ostison pulls back from 3, misses from straight away. Rebounded by Gross. Pass up ahead to Hansen and then to Peden. Crosses over into the paint. Has the ball knocked out of her hands. Dishes off to Hansen. Mandy Air with the basketball. 2:52 left in an 8-3 score on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Lyman leading in the first quarter over Newcastle. Down into the paint. Bryce Hansen tries to go around Volker. Misses on the shot. She was going on her left side. Looks like she may have even shot with her left hand. Cass fakes a 3. Drives in mid-ranger from the baseline. Air balls. Grazes the bottom of the netting. Charles C. Rose grabs it back for Lyman. Moving from left to right. Hansen up ahead for Peden. Crossover into the paint. Free throw line shot by Rose is good. Charles C. with her first bucket of the day makes it 10-3. Lyman's advantage on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. We've seen 5 players score. All 5 starters have scored for Lyman so far. And a timeout taken, number 2 by Newcastle. It is 10-3. Lyman up in the first round of the 3A State Championship quarterfinals on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board on this First Bank presentation of Bridger Valley basketball on MyLocalRadio.com and on the radio at KADQ 98.3 FM.
A common thread no matter where you live in Wyoming is that if you're heading somewhere, it's probably going to be a while until you get there. A lot can go wrong on these long road trips across this great state. And if you ever find yourself broke down on the side of the road, it's time to call Glade Erickson at Bridger Valley Motor to come pick you up day or night. Bridger Valley Motor offers 24-hour towing services. If you need a tow, you need to call Glade on his cell phone at 307-780-3280. Bridger Valley Motor is here to pick you up if your lift ever lets you down. 307-780-3280.
First quarter action here, and Lyman on top, 10-3 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board over Newcastle. The number 3 team from the Eastern Conference came in with a losing record. Lyman just a couple of games over 500 after getting a 2-1 trip at regionals. Back underway here with about 2 minutes left to play in the first quarter. 5 players have scored for Lyman. It's Newcastle basketball. Tidyman to Cass outside Volker. Corner 3, up and drop it down. So Newcastle has 2 buckets in the game, but it's a 4-point differential because both of them have come from deep. That's 1 for Cass, 1 for Volker. Lyman basketball. Mandy Air tries to get involved from beyond the arc. It's partially blocked. Under the basket, Sage Bradshaw comes up with the rebound to keep the play intact for Lyman. Air looks down low to Hansen. She has a lane against Tidyman. Goes up left side, misses. Air on the putback, no good. Gross on another board. Caroline Bradshaw cocks back and fires from 3. No good, but another offensive rebound for Lyman. Gotta love the offensive glasswork so far. Pass from Air to Gross, a nice play to bounce pass around the defender with not much room on the baseline.
I love the passing that's going on right now. Lyman is sharing the ball extremely well.
Passing lanes getting disrupted just a little bit, and an on-ball steal by Bryce Hansen. She throws it away almost immediately to Cass. Back to Newcastle. Volker has it on the pass from Tidyman. Then Ostison down low to Tidyman. Back up top. Ostison open for 3. Can they get a trio? No, not quite. Off to the right. Bryce Hansen with the board. Trying to push the tempo with Mandy Air on a 1-on-3 disadvantage. Likes her odds. Layup is in. Second bucket, well, first bucket, 4th points for Mandy Air, and a bad pass trying to go over the press, taken away by the Bradshaws. That was Caroline on that, and Newcastle's going to find out quickly. You want to stay with the ball in front of you, because if you throw it over, Sage or Caroline is coming for it. Bryce Hansen was being fronted as the pass went into the post, knocked out of bounds by Tidyman.
I like the look that Hadley was going for there. I think she was trying to get it more to the side so Bryce could just get around her defender and go straight up. It just didn't work that time.
28 seconds left in the first quarter. A couple of late check-ins for Newcastle and both for Lyman as well. Nicole Peden comes in for Lyman, and she sets up to inbound. Has some options. Goes out right side. Off the ball. Foul by Hadley. Gross takes it away. Madison Pearson, the player, coming in for Newcastle. And back to Newcastle. Volker to inbound. Hadley Grosso was in on her first foul. That was off the ball, and moving screen, I think, was the call. They're knocking a player down to the ground. Newcastle has Pearson down low, and it goes off of her hands on a long throw from about half court down to the baseline. Out of bounds back to Lyman. 20 seconds left on the clock, 19.8 to be exact. Here live from the Casper Event Center. 14-6 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Hadley Gross to inbound, but Bryce Hansen checks right back in. I guess she got out pretty quickly. I don't know. I think she maybe went to the bench and they wanted her to check back in. I didn't see her leave the court there.
I didn't either.
Both Bradshaws are out. Bryce Hansen has the basketball, walking it across. 16 seconds left in the first period. Hope Sinnott on the left wing. 14-6 the score on the Benedict's Market and Ace hardware board. Hadley Gross skips over left side to Sinnott. Goes into the hands of Hansen. She drives baseline and called for a walk with 4 seconds left in the first period. 14-6, Lyman on top of Newcastle here. Madison Harris and Caroline Bradshaw check in for Bryce and Mandy, and I think what they're doing, no late fouls by the two key cogs on that offense and defensive end for Lyman. Just get Bryce and Mandy out of there. Back inbound, Ostison, wing three with a second left, no good. And the first quarter ends 14-6 on the Benedict's Market and Ace hardware board. Lyman leads by 8 after 1 quarter of play. It's the Reese Auto Service second period when we return on a First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on KADQ 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
It's human nature to think the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. That's not always true, especially when it comes to buying vehicles. This is Dennis Lynch, General Manager at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Dealerships pay the same price for new vehicles across America. The fact is, the best deals are right here, in your own backyard. The difference is that our employees are your neighbors, people you can trust. Please visit us first, Auto Farm Chevrolet. We are your community-driven dealer.
Quarter number 2 brought to you by Reese Auto Service, and 8 minutes put back up onto the clock. Lyman on top by 8 points, and a good first quarter for the Eagles. Taking a look at their shooting percentage, not bad, 6 of 15 to Newcastle going 2 of 11, but really defense is the story of that quarter. Newcastle starts with the basketball. Allie Cass back in for the Dogies. Out to the right side, Savannah Pearson off the bench, the 5'4" senior. As the basketball looking down low and taken away, ripped away by Nicole Peden on the run. Lyman goes down to the ground as a bad pass comes in against Mandy Air. She tumbles down, a jump ball called, gives it to Lyman. Newcastle started with possession, so it should be, yes, and then that's the call.
I like a lot of the steals that Lyman is getting. They're getting good looks, but then they're getting hasty instead of just holding on and looking for a good player to pass to.
Reese Auto Service for any engine, large or small, in the Bridger Valley can fix it up. Skip pass to Charles E. Rose. Triple just misses short. Mandy Air there for the board. She puts it in. And the impressive thing, and why that's a candidate for the Dr. McKay Franklin Precision Play of the Game, is Mandy Air made that pass from the left wing over to the right side and then was somehow there for the offensive glass board. She's all over the court. Newcastle basketball. Mercedes Volker with it. Looks over right side to Pearson. 16-6, and a lost ball down to the ground. Hope Sinnott rips it away, tosses forward to Mandy Air, who backs away. Volker comes back away with it, runs over to the left sideline, out to Tidyman, then to the right side. Swing around to Cass, drives baseline, a step, drops into Peden. Pearson with the shot up off the glass, misses. Peden grabs the board for Lyman. Lyman moving from left to right in the first period, or in the first half in the Reese Auto Service second period. Peden starts to attack, then out right side. Rose fakes a 3. Skips around with the left-handed dribble, misses just short. No foul called, just play on, play on, play on. And we've only seen 1 set of free throws so far. Newcastle the other way. Good Euro step by Tidyman, but can't finish with the layup on the right side. Mandy Air with the basketball for Lyman. 6.5 minutes left in the first half, brought to you by Reese Auto Service. Mandy Air out to the left wing. It's Lyman basketball. Hope Sinnott tosses it over the head to Mandy Air at the top of the key. Over right side, it's Madison Harris. Skip to Charles C. Rose. She'll drive in, turn around at the baseline, and give back to Madison Harris. Well, with the NBA canceling its season until further notice, if you want basketball, this is your best bet for it for the foreseeable future. It's Wyoming State basketball here in the quarterfinals. A missed shot by Sinnott under the basket leads to a Newcastle rebound. And a throwaway, Cass comes away with it, tosses it up into the lane, draws contact against Madison Harris, I believe, and she is headed to the free throw line for Newcastle. Reese Auto Service, second period. 747-6450, the number to call. Reese Auto Service in Lyman. And Hope Sinnott picks up her second foul. Bryce Hansen and Sage Bradshaw got a breather to start the second period. Now they come in. First free throw hit in. Allie Cass has 4 of the 7 points for Newcastle so far. 5:52 left in the first half. Setting up for her second free throw. It is up and no good. Mandy Ayer with the rebound. Look out to Sage Bradshaw. 1 of 2 trip for Allie Cass. Has Newcastle down 9 points in the second period. Brought to you by Reese Auto Service to Lyman. It's number 2 versus number 3. Sage Bradshaw to Charles C. Rose. Steps over at the top of the key to the right side. Looking down low into the paint. Double team comes away against Peden. She's hit. And a first foul against a jump ball called rather. Thought that may go the other way. Newcastle basketball. Tiernan Stanton forced that jump ball. 5:31 left in the first half. Pressure stays on for Lyman. Caused a lot of confusion, got some extra possessions in the first quarter. No reason to go back on it. Hadley Gross checks in for Nicole Peden. Looking for someone, finds Ostison, quickly trapped on the near sideline. Turns around against a double team of Ayer and Hansen. Over right side, tied him in the point guard, runs into a wall of Caroline Bradshaw, spins around against it, stays inbound somehow. Still with the basketball, now passes off and gets it ripped away right out of the hands. Sarah Sweet couldn't hold on to it. Bradshaw with the layup, misses, but another Bradshaw tries to get the board. She's rejected going back up, so Sage misses the first shot. Caroline misses the second, and then a bad pass by Tiedemann out to Hadley Gross. Tried the 3, no good. Bradshaw down to the ground, but traveled with it. Her feet came up as she tumbled down to the ground, and that led to the travel call. Offensive glass, also a big story early on.
Oh, yeah.
And our stats have gone out.
Yeah, they've been out for like 2 minutes.
Oh, no. What are we going to do without our stats? That's why I was keeping score myself. Second period here in the Reese Auto Service second period, and another trap. Hadley Gross called for an aggressive jump ball. That's also known as a foul. No, Bryce Hansen called for it. Hadley Gross was the player ripping the ball out, so I thought she would be the offending player there. 4:53 left in the first half. 16-7 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Newcastle basketball. Well, I hope those stats come up here before too long. I'd like to have some sort of shooting percentage here. You got the week off, or so you thought.
I know. Should have been going anyway.
Newcastle basketball. Stanton at the elbow. Left side, tries to throw past Bradshaw and cannot. Ball to the ground, picked up by Sage. Throws it off the body of Hadley and then a whistle blown. What's the call? It can't be travel, can it? Did they call it travel there? She didn't have possession of the basketball.
I didn't see it, honestly.
It goes back to Newcastle. Coach Hansen shaking his head, and you know whenever he gets fired up, he really doesn't agree with something. A very calm, one of the calmest guys on the bench, but, you know, it's state time. He'll have to ramp it up a little bit. He's given the refs a little bit of the business here. 4:27 left in the first half. Second period brought to you by Reese Auto Service, and Tiedemann with the basketball. Bounce pass to Austinson. Back to Shelby Tiedemann. Then to Austinson. High pass nearly taken away. Jump stop and roll through the layup. Misses, but a reach foul comes in against Sage Bradshaw, shaking her head and saying, no way.
I think that should have been a travel.
It was on Hadley Gross. I agree with you. That jump stop did not look clean in there.
Well, she took the jump stop, and then she took 2 steps.
Took 2 steps, yeah.
It's one or the other, sweetheart.
16-7 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Ostison hits on the first. Watching this team earlier in the week, Jalen Ostison stood out as a player at 5'10", who can handle the ball as a freshman, has a lot of room to grow, but is one of those athletic freaks who can just do so many things well on the court. She misses second free throw after making the first, and a tie-up jump ball between Mandy Ayer and Sweet gives the ball back to Lyman. 16-8 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. 4:13 left in the Reese Auto Service second period. Bounce pass into Sage Bradshaw. Notice for Newcastle, they have not tried really all contest long to pressure as opposed to Lyman. They're not trying to let the ball get in front of them, and I think that's their worry if they do try to pressure. Three ball missed out. Caroline Bradshaw gets the board back to Sister Sage, misses the mid-ranger. Lyman getting a ton of offensive boards, not converting at a high clip, but getting steals and rebounds, and so they lead it by 8 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Tip pass by Air, picked up by Bryce Hansen. Back Lyman's way. Up ahead to Mandy on the left side. Turns around, finds Bradshaw for a deep 2, and Caroline delivers. 2 more points on the board, 18-8 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Now Lyman has controlled this entire game as a stoppage of clock. The referee's right in my way, so I don't know what happened.
It was thrown into Caroline Bradshaw, and
Knocked
she ended
out.
up falling out of bounds.
All right. Yeah. You'll occasionally get that here at this court. The refs will be right in your lines of sight as they're trying to get their line of sight as well. 18-8, and you got to be careful of Lyman. They've controlled this game the whole time, but even though it's a big margin, they're up by more than twice as many points as Newcastle has scored. It's a 10-point game, and that's the way you have to look at it. This game could flip on its head in a matter of 2 possessions. Over the top, long pass up ahead, and a layup in by Allie Cass. And just like that, Newcastle gets a quick 2 points and breaks the press in quick fashion. Back to Lyman, out on the left side. It's on the wing, Hadley Gross back to the top of the key. Bradshaw to Rose, and then swing around right side to Nicole Peden. Skip pass nearly taken away by Cass. Bradshaw holds onto it. High post pass out to Rose to the corner. 3 ball, missed short. Volker had the board, goes through her hands. Nicole Peden comes away with it for a second. Charles E. Rose grabs the basketball. It's back to the Eagles' possession. And a timeout taken by Coach Hansen. He likes the extra possession, but he wants to talk about it, calm his team down out on the court. There are 3 minutes and 1 second left in the first half. Second period brought to you by Reese Auto Service. And it's 18-10 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board on a First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on MyLocalRadio.com.
When you have any mechanical problems, always think of Reese Auto Service in Lyman first. Doug and the mechanics at Reese Auto Service work on everything from your lawnmower and snowblower to cars, trucks, farm and ranch equipment, and semis. You can also get tires for anything you need at Reese Auto Service. Always visit Reese first. You'll get great pricing and quality-friendly service. Reese Auto Service, 541 Highway 413, Lyman.
18-10 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Just to my left, I see Duke Dance of SVI, one of our friends, getting ready for the 10:30 a.m. game as Pinedale made it to state for the first time, I think, in 21 years.
I thought it was 27. Was it 21?
I think it was 21 or 22. Okay. But either way, a long drought for that Pinedale team, which upset Warland on day 3 of the tournament. So good on them, and they'll be coming up representing the West as the 4 seed. They get the good prize of the Douglas Bearcats, I think. Ooh. So, you know, hey, you made it in. Now there's your challenge in front of you, the 2-time defending state champions. 2:49 left in the first half here. 18-10 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Newcastle has the basketball. Jalen Ostison playing point for the moment. Swings around over to the right wing. It's Cass with the basketball. Cass has 4 points in the game. Don't make it 6. She's the leading scorer. 6 of the 10 for Newcastle in this game so far. 8-point lead and a bad pass down to the ground. Caroline races down and get it. Caroline's causing so much defensive confusion today. Oh, Charles C. Rose gets hit hard going down. Please get up. Okay, good. You always have to worry about a play like that because she had 2 players falling in the neighborhood of her knee. Yeah. So I just looked. What's the reaction? The dust settles and Charles C. pops right back up. So good for that. We don't want to see any injuries this whole tournament from anyone. Get out of this healthy. And that's on all standpoints. Nicole Peden takes the inbound from Bryce Hansen, and it's in. Nicole's on the board, the 7th player to score for Lyman in this first half. 20-10 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Jalen Ostison, fast break bucket on the other side for Newcastle. Drove right into the lane and put in her second and third points. Hansen has it right wing. 3 ball up off to the left side. Right into the hands of Mandy Air, though. Another offensive rebound for Lyman. They've dominated the glass here in the first half. 20-12 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Lyman on top of Newcastle. 1:52 left in the first half. Down low, Hansen goes to work. Volker came in late and hacked. She was trying to make up for the defensive mistake. Well, I don't know if it was a mistake. She just got beat off the dribble defensively.
I think they're looking more in that 2-3 zone, and she should have been farther back covering to make sure that didn't happen.
First shot by Bryce is in. 21-12 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. 1 minute, 50 seconds left in the first half. Sage Bradshaw checks in for Caroline. And Hope Sinnott in for Mandy Air on the Lyman side. Second shot by Bryce is good. Nothing but net. 2 pretty shots by the sophomore. And it's 22-12 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Long pass across the timeline. Cass picks it up. Has a 3-on-1 advantage. Looks out left. Walked with it. And a turnover for Newcastle. Cass had options to the right and the left, and I think she hesitated.
Well, the defense was closing in, and, like you said, she hesitated because it was closing
rid
fast.
Of the ball.
Yeah.
Kept driving, and then, lost possession of the ball. 1:39 left in the first half. Reese Auto Service, the sponsor for the second period all season long. And a walk down low by Hope Sinnott. Gives it back to Lyman. A lot of travels in the second quarter, both sides. Inbound to Cass. You got the press broken. If you look up ahead, you had 2 players wide open. Instead, waits for the defense to get back in time. Shawnee Miles with the basketball to Ostison, out to Tidyman. She drives baseline, looks out to Claire Beestrom. Bounce passes out to the right corner. Cass with the basketball. Double teamed with that 3-2 extended zone defense. Look down low, Ostison skies up, grabs it, misses the layup though. Bryce Hansen with the rebound, back Lyman's way. Going quickly from left to right. 2 steps by Bradshaw, off the glass and good. Sage Bradshaw with 2 more points in the quarter. She's got 4 in the game. Cass can't hold on to the basketball on a wild pass from Ostison to our side.
This Newcastle team's starting to look tired. I don't know how many subs they've had in this whole game, but as you were saying when you were watching film earlier this week, they would start to make more mistakes, more turnovers as the game went on, just from exhaustion.
As the game goes on, and you see they run a pretty tight rotation. Lyman runs a lot, and they don't necessarily play a lot of players, but they sub players in and out. It's kind of like hockey. Play 2 minutes, get a breather. Go play 3 more minutes, get a breather. Lyman basketball. Hansen rejected in the lane, but the ball rolls out to Charles C. Rose. Mandy Air has it in her hands. Skips out left side. Sage Bradshaw avoids giving up the basketball to Cass, driving in for the steal. Rose on the baseline, misses. Peden grabs the board, puts back up. No good either on that. Cass on the board for Newcastle. Down to 32 seconds left in the first half. It's 24-12. Lyman doubling up Newcastle on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Cass dribbling with the basketball at the right wing, moving from right to left. Now picks it up and looks over right side. Needs someone to come out and grab it from her. It's Tidyman with it. Look over left side. Beestrom to the right wing. Cass with the basketball. Up top again. Cass with it. Down low and taken away by Bryce Hansen. Sage Bradshaw's all up alone with 1 second. The layup is good at the buzzer. The red ring around the backboard goes flaring red. And 26-12 after 2 periods. 26-12. Lyman leads it in the 3A state quarterfinals over Newcastle. This is the First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on KADQ 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
If you want your truck to really catch the eye, have the professionals at Plains Tire in Evanston install a custom lift kit with new tires and wheels. We've got a huge selection to choose from, so no matter what your style is, we've got the tires and wheels to make you smile. The way your truck looks reflects on you. Get the reflection you want with a lift kit, new tires, and wheels from Plains Tire in Evanston, the tire professionals. 157 Bear River Drive. Stop in today.
Business cards are a powerful and inexpensive way to promote the goods and services you offer. You can design your own pieces and quick turnaround. Visit Weststar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston, across from the library. Weststar Printing, 307-789-5202.
Trona Valley Federal Credit Union is a not-for-profit financial institution. When you become a member, you are an owner of the credit union. We believe in people over profit, and that impacts the way we do business from our overall structure down to the smallest detail. Our philosophy sets us apart, and we're here for you. Earn more with our high-yield checking account, start a savings goal, check out our competitive loans, and much more. Become a member today. We're a caring partner dedicated to your financial success. Member NCUA.
When do you schedule doctor appointments?
In bed before I fall asleep.
in the car waiting to pick up my kids.
We can even do it after breakfast.
We all lead busy lives. Online appointment scheduling puts you in control. In just 90 seconds, you can make an appointment with a primary care provider or specialist at evanstonanytime.com. Select the day and time most convenient for you. Enter some basic information, and just like that, you're scheduled for care. Schedule appointments for next day and beyond at evanstonanytime.com.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
First half action, Lyman holds a 26-12 lead on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. And luckily we got stat sheets, so it's not completely off. Difference in scoring in the first half comes down to partially shots made available by way of Lyman's offensive rebounding. They put up, believe it or not, 32 shots in the first half.
Really?
To 16 for Newcastle. Wow. And Newcastle went 4 of 16 from the field. Lyman, 11 of 32. So they're shooting in the neighborhood of what they shoot. 34.5%. That's in the neighborhood of what Lyman shoots on the season. But they're getting so many opportunities. Offensive rebounds, 11 in the first half. 3 for Newcastle. And the overall rebounding differential, Lyman's winning the battle on the boards 22-13. And total, 22-13. Turnover-wise as well, 16-9. And you saw Newcastle get off to a slow start, couldn't make any shots, and then maybe towards the end of this second period started to get a little bit sloppier.
Yeah. Well, I think that plays into just pure exhaustion that these girls have been out on the court for 16 minutes. And I tell you what, I can't run 2 minutes at this pace that Lyman runs, let alone try to run 16 minutes of that pace, trying to hold off on defense and then trying to go down and make a good shot without turning the ball over.
It's been a wild first half, and just like, maybe not exactly like, I think the scoring differential might be a little bit less profound, but much like the semifinal games last week when you had that big lead on Warland, don't get complacent if you're Lyman, because at any point it's still a 14-point game. We were talking about like a 21, 22-point game in that contest, and you just can't give up on a team that good. 14 points, that could be made up, that could be cut in half in a matter of a minute. And at that point, if it's 6, 7 points, it's anyone's game with momentum swinging one way or another. But a great first half defensively by Lyman. We expected defense and rebounding. That was a bit of a pleasant surprise. I didn't see that necessarily being such a big advantage, but the offensive glass has been huge for Lyman. First half points for Sage Bradshaw. She has 6. 6 points by Mandy Ayer, 4 by Bryce Hansen, 4 by Hadley Gross, and then 2 from Caroline Bradshaw and Nicole Peden with 2. Charles C. Rose with 2 as well. On the Newcastle side, the scoring goes as such. Allie Cass with 6 points, and then 3 points from each Mercedes Volker and Jalen Ostison. From the free throw line, Newcastle's 2 of 4. Lyman is 4 of 4. And from beyond the arc, Lyman can't get any range to go. They're 0 of 7. Newcastle sitting 2 of 6. In all, block shots, 2 for Newcastle, 1 for Lyman. Steals, 12 for Lyman in the first half, 3 for Newcastle.
Wow.
And that's just another day at the office for the Lyman defense. We'll take a break here, 4.5 minutes before the start of the third quarter. And Lyman leading by 14 points on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. This is a First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball here at the state quarterfinals at the Casper Event Center against Newcastle on MyLocalRadio.com and KADQ 98.3 FM.
Hi, this is Chase Sawyer with Sawyer Disaster Cleanup and Construction. Our company specializes in fire damage restoration, mold inspection, remediation and testing, flood cleanup, and biohazardous cleanup services. We complete each job to 100% of your satisfaction. Safety is our highest priority, and once we've completed your job, we ensure your home or business will again be a safe place to occupy. Call me, Chase, at 307-741-7000. Sawyer Disaster Cleanup and Construction.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Whatever you need, it's likely that Bradshaw's and Lyman can help. Whether it's windows at home or new glass in your car, truck, SUV, or semi, Bradshaw's has it. Tires? Yes. All vehicles, ATVs, semis, and more. Bradshaw's offers a 24-hour towing service for everything large to small. And the Bradshaw Fitness Center is open 24/7. There's more, so always call Bradshaw's first. Whatever you need, it's likely they can help. 307-787-3450. Again, that's 307-787-3450.
We hope you're enjoying this MyLocalRadio.com exclusive broadcast of Bridger Valley Sports. We love being able to travel around the state to bring the action on the field or court back to you watching at home. Let's face it, doing all of this would not be possible without all of our great sponsors. We appreciate the support the following businesses and individuals show to both Mountain View and Lyman Sports. Bradshaw's Glass Towing and Fitness. Whatever it is you need, Bradshaw's can probably help. The Come On In of Casper. When it comes time to cheer on your Buffs or Eagles at state, the Come On In is your best bet for a great night's stay. Auto Farm Chevrolet in Evanston. General Manager Dennis Lynch invites you to come and experience a community-driven dealership. Evanston Regional Hospital. Quality health care close to home. Bridger Valley Motor. Got a check engine light blinking? Don't guess at what the problem is. Take it to Slim at Bridger Valley Motor in Lyman. And Achieve Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy. No excuses, just results. Thank you to all of our Bridger Valley sports sponsors.
Your mobility affects every aspect of your life. When you suffer from an injury that decreases your mobility, or maybe you're just noticing that you're having a harder time balancing and your flexibility isn't what it used to be, call Randy Christofferson at Achieve Sports Medicine. Randy will work with you to improve your overall health by reducing pain and improving mobility. Schedule your appointment today by calling 307-747-4627. Achieve Sports Medicine in Lyman. No excuses, just results.
Early game for us, but no excuses for us either. We're here and excited to be at the Casper Event Center. 26-12 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board with 60 seconds to go before the start of the third period. Lyman and Newcastle both warming up. Lyman in the home white jerseys, Newcastle in the black. This is a 2 versus 3 seed quarterfinal matchup. They're on the same side of the bracket as the next contest coming up, Pinedale versus Douglas. As you're seeing Lyman in that first half, going into the second, what are you seeing? What are you liking out of this Lyman team with a 12-point lead?
I really like their passing as well as their defense. Their defense is going good, but then when they come down onto the offensive side of the court, they're making good passes that if the shot isn't open, they aren't rushing it or forcing it, but they're pulling it back out and finding that player that is open. And that's not always falling, but then they're there to get the offensive rebounds. And I think this is a good start to going in, hopefully to tomorrow, to be able to play against Douglas.
And we were talking about that. The offensive glass has been so big today for Lyman. You are going on a hope and a prayer if you think that's going to be a repeat case if you get Douglas tomorrow, because Allison Fertig down low, averaging 14 boards per game, 6'4", and a tough board hound, just has a good nose for the ball as well. That's not going to happen. You're going to need to hit more shots, but this is a start.
Yes.
And this is a 9 a.m. game. If they can get through today, that'll be an afternoon game.
Yeah.
They won't be playing as early. Third quarter action begins with Lyman basketball up 14 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Mandier, a wild skip pass into the hands of Newcastle there. Tidyman came away with it. Passes back to Cass on the left wing. Big crossover with the left hand there. And down low, looking into the blocks. Nearly taken away. Turnaround, Ostison drives right past Bryce Hansen. Misses. Grabs her own board. Tied up with Sage Bradshaw. Jump ball and keep it with Newcastle. Well, a sloppy pass right out of the break. Something we haven't seen too much of out of Lyman so far.
Yeah, Mandy just got caught, and she tried to throw it back to the player that she saw was open, but it just got picked off.
And she was, as you said, she was caught on the baseline. Not a whole lot of time to make a decision. Ostison at the top of the key, looks left side. Volker up for a triple, misses long. Right into the hands of Hadley Gross for the board. Lyman basketball. Lyman in the second half, third quarter action. 1 minute not even gone by, going from right to left. 2 exaggerated steps by Hansen, misses it. Offensive board taken in by Air, but she has to throw it behind her as again she was going out of bounds, and it goes to Tidyman. She'll hand off to Ostison for Newcastle into the lane, outside. 3-ball up by Cass is good! Well, here comes Newcastle with the first 3 points of the quarter, and it's an 11-point game with 1 minute passed in the third period. Like we said, you can't get complacent if you're Lyman here.
Yeah.
You may have a big lead comparatively, but it's only 14 points. Bryce Hansen sees it, realizes, and responds accordingly with a left wing triple of her own. 6:45 left in the period, and that's the first 3-ball to go in the 8th attempt for Lyman. And look at that, we've got our stats back up. Glad I said something. When we talked to the stat man, he didn't know that our stat sheets and our stat creeper had gone down. Mercedes Volker comes back with another triple, and they're exchanging blows at the moment. 29-18 on the Benedict's Market at Ace Hardware board. That's 4 triples for Newcastle. Bryce wants another one, just rims out and into the hands of Volker. Mercedes has the ball roll out of bounds. Got tongue-tied there. Inbounds with 6:16 left. Jalen Ostison with the basketball. Throws high post. Out to Tidyman. Looks for Cass. Left corner 3. Just misses. Well, Newcastle's game plan's pretty clear. Get 3 points before Lyman can try to get 2. NBA 3 is good by Jalen Ostison. And that was the NBA 3. We know that because we've got it listed right out here. And Newcastle forces the Lyman timeout. And Coach Hansen saying, what's going on? Looking at every one of his players out on the court and saying, you're not taking care of what you need to do right now.
Yeah.
5:54 left in the third period. And here comes Newcastle. 29-21 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board on a First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on MyLocalRadio.com and KADQ 98.3.
Your mobility affects every aspect of your life. When you suffer from an injury that decreases your mobility, or maybe you're just noticing that you're having a harder time balancing and your flexibility isn't what it used to be, call Randy Christofferson at Achieve Sports Medicine. Randy will work with you to improve your overall health by reducing pain and improving mobility. Schedule your appointment today by calling 307-747-4627. Achieve Sports Medicine in Lyman. No excuses, just results.
Out of the break here, it's 5:54 left in the third period. Lyman basketball, Newcastle on a run here, outscoring Lyman 9-3 in the period. Sage Bradshaw has it at the top of the key, drives into the free throw line and walks with it. And that was a stumble by Sage and an easy travel call to see there for the referee. And I think at that timeout, Coach Hansen was a little upset with Lyman trying to go blow for blow with the Newcastle as of late, hot shooting from beyond the arc. Tidyman outside to Cass at the wing. She steps inside to Volker. She'll take a wing 3. Up. Misses short. Rebounded by Newcastle, though. And that's something that's switching. We got a jump ball here. It's going back Lyman's way. But rebounding is starting to pick up as a couple of shots fall in for Newcastle. Here come the rebounds as well.
Yeah, Lyman is playing completely different from they did in the first half. They're not crashing the boards. They're not getting those rebounds. As you said, they're about coming out complacent. They are complacent right now that we're going to take threes. We're not going to find the open man. We're going to make sloppy passes. We're not going to crash the boards. That needs to change.
Lyman basketball, Caroline Bradshaw tosses it up. Apparently a shot. I thought it was a pass to Sinnott. I don't know. Maybe it was a shot. Either way, it's Newcastle basketball after the miss. Baseline drive, Tidyman. And a frustration foul by Caroline Bradshaw comes in on the baseline drive.
Maybe it's just that side of the court that every team's struggling with. I don't know.
I can't remember who it was. I think it was Dal Erickson last week at the regional tournament. I was listening to him, and he talked about the 7-second fouls, and that may have been a case of that. Is that sometimes he had a coach tell him this long time ago that when a player makes a mistake on one side of the court, you've got about 7 seconds before they make a decision and get a foul called on them.
Yeah.
And that's kind of looked like what the play was there for Caroline after missing that shot. Kind of came in trying to make up for that play and went a little bit overboard there. Nonetheless, Lyman still up by 8 points on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Jump stop by Ostison. High off the glass, no good. Nicole Peden with the rebound. Nicole trying to take control of things and gives it off to Bryce Hansen. Under 5 minutes to play here in the third period. 29-21 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Swing around left side. Mandy Air on the baseline. Turns around. Picks up her dribble. Trap comes in. Leaves Bryce Hansen open. She finds Nicole Peden. Misses on the shot. Peden tips it back out to Air. And Caroline finds Bryce. Open free throw line extended. 3! Good! In for Lyman, and the double-digit lead is back intact. That was a good shot there and a good possession. Good offensive rebounding. Lyman getting a quality possession, maybe their first of the half.
Yeah, I would say that's definitely their first.
6 points for Hansen in the corner. Down to the baseline. Up top, Ostison for the three. Misses. Rebound, and Caroline Bradshaw comes with the board right over the head of Pearson there. Lyman basketball going from right to left. Mandy Air has it on the left wing, loses her dribble a little bit, bobbles it off her leg, picks it back up to Bradshaw, and then over to the right side. On a corner, swing around, look down low. Mandy Air finds Hansen wide open to Caroline on the left wing. Coxon fires from three. Yes! Caroline puts in a triple. 35-21 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Well, just like that, that timeout's worked wonders for Lyman. Cast to Ostison at the top of the key. 3 minutes, 40 seconds left in the third period. Look to the high post, then out to the baseline. Short corner shot fake by Pearson. Out to Cass, a two ball. Long two, just misses. Caroline comes away with the board, and Bryce Hansen tosses up ahead. To Mandy Air, one dribble off the glass, no good on the left side. Turn around, give it to Cass. She's running with it from left to right here in the second half for Newcastle, down by 14 points. This is the 3A state quarterfinals on the girls' side, the first game of this tournament. Jump stop by Ostison. She landed on someone's foot, and they're going to give her a block foul instead of a travel there. The foul came in first. Bryce Hansen. I was going to say, is Madison Harrison? I had my numbers inverted as this week. We're away from the scores table, so I saw 2-1 in my head, not 1-2. For Bryce, that is foul number 1, I believe.
No, that's her second foul.
Oh, it's her second foul. There we go. We got him up on the board. Not your board. We're not allowed to bring you that board. We've got our own special scoreboard here at mylocalradio.com. Cass with it on the left corner. She drives into the paint against three defenders. Throws up a shot, misses short. Caroline on the run after picking up the board. Uses all of her might to heave-ho forward to Nicole Peden. Peden's pocket is picked from behind by Tidyman. She'll pass off to the middle of the court. Volker works it across the timeline. Defense retreats as she takes it across. Out to the left sideline. Then back to Volker on a bounce pass. 2:45 left in the third period. A 14-point lead. Lyman gets the steal in the passing lanes. Played well by Caroline. She'll bounce pass to Peden. Off the glass, good, and the harm puts her at the free throw line, 37-21. Nicole Peden puts Lyman up 16 points and a chance for one more. I think Nicole Peden's played her best basketball the last week. Yeah. I love the way she played in the finals and in the quarterfinals, in the finals game, in regionals, and she has been a good defender and just turned the ball up, outlet pass forward. She's been doing the little things and converts with a couple of field goals. Misses the free throw there, but still, nonetheless, Lyman with a 16-point advantage on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Out right side, Newcastle basketball. Dribble with it, looking for Cass. It's Shawnee Miles still holding on to it. She travels with it, stepping through Hope Sinnott and Madison Harris. Clock stops at 2 minutes and 23 seconds, and a timeout taken by Coach Chad Ostison. He needs to talk about things after that 9-3 start by Newcastle. It's fallen apart, and Lyman leads by 16 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. This is a First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on KADQ 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
Sometimes getting the whole family scheduled for a dental appointment is hard. Different days, different times, and then how do you pay for it all? These problems have been solved by Black's Fork Dental in Mountain View because we serve patients of all ages. It's easy to schedule the whole family on the same day, so you just make one trip. We accept most insurances, and if you don't have insurance, we offer an in-house discount so the whole family can have a healthy smile. Don't wait. Call today. Black's Fork Dental in Mountain View, 307-782-3630.
Bye-bye.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help.
You were probably going to turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right?
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
Welcome back to the Casper Event Center, where I'm getting preliminary reports that we may not have fans the rest of this tournament at the Casper Event Center. Not sure. We'll see. Don't want to say anything definitively, but I'm hearing now whispers and reports that this could be the last game with fans of the state tournament. And back underway, a jump ball called. Newcastle loses possession. Well, that could make what we're doing pretty significant, I guess. 2:09 left. A little slow starting the clock there as we're getting back underway. No, Newcastle did hold on to possession. I had the possession arrows wrong. They tied up the jump ball. I'm thinking back. That's first half knowledge I was using. Ostison out to the left side. 3-ball put up, missed. And it was Mackenzie Conselman trying to grab it. And Madison Harris rolls out of bounds trying to save the basketball. Thanks to our media friends there. I'll see if we can get any confirmation on that.
That's pretty significant if that's so.
Yeah, no kidding.
Kendall Dickerson in for Nicole Peden.
1:56 left. And Kendall Dickerson, a sophomore. 5'11" sophomore, getting her first state experience. And you can never get state experience too early. A couple of players had a state championship experience on this Lyman team last year. Rejection by Hope Sinnott out of bounds on the shot by Mercedes Volker. She just rejected a 3-point bucket. Hope Sinnott at 5'5", not going to win any world's tallest woman awards, but hey, she showed some good hops there and great timing to swipe at it and not foul. Block foul comes in, no, a charge rather on Mercedes Volker. 1:45 left in the third period.
I thought that was just a travel.
Yes, I think you're right. Yeah, it was just out of bounds. So back to Lyman. Steve Corgis said that over the air of KUGR. He got word that fans will be kicked out after this contest. Man,
Really?
there's going to be a lot of hotel rooms and a lot of upset people regarding that. And, of course, this all surrounding coronavirus and the first confirmed case in Wyoming yesterday. Coming in yesterday afternoon, the NBA season has been suspended until further notice. March Madness will have no fans as of now. Schools are canceling schedules all over the country. And it sounds like we may not have any fans. We could be calling to an empty arena maybe the rest of this tournament. Well, I'm still holding on to maybe. We'll wait to get any confirmation from any officials, maybe at the break. But basketball action here. There's 1:11 left in the third period. 37-21 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Man, that is huge news, and I can't say we weren't wondering about that. We didn't know if we'd be calling basketball today. In on the inbounds, and the shot up and in by Ostison. Breaks the scoring drought for Newcastle. 37-23 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Caroline Bradshaw with the basketball back to Rose. We're down to 1 minute to play, actually down to 55 seconds on the clock. The official score clock. Can't keep it always official on my end. Hope Sinnott with the basketball. Looks back to Charles C. Rose. Then to Caroline Bradshaw. Man, they're fraternal twins. I got no excuse for switching those two up. Madison Harris with it with 37 seconds left. Lyman looking pretty patient here.
Yeah.
Maybe playing for that one final shot. It's state time, 14-point lead. I'm okay with it slowing them down in this final possession. Don't give up any late runs. Down to 25 seconds on the clock. And still working the ball around.
Well, they're able to do so. Newcastle isn't really pressuring the ball for him to make hasty passes.
Now looking high post. Kendall Dickerson turns around. 10 seconds to go. Hard off the glass. No good. Ostison is in on the rebound, and a jump ball stays with Lyman, I believe. I think I heard Newcastle possession, but I see the arrow with Lyman.
Yeah, it's Lyman ball.
Yeah, there was just the wrong announcement there. Referees were on top of that one. 8 seconds left. Lyman basketball inbounded to Harris, and she is knocked out of bounds by Volker. Close to a foul there. 4.5 seconds left. Inbound for Newcastle, and Mercedes Volker will have it. 4.6 seconds left. Over the shoulder pass to Cass, down to 3 seconds, to 2. Out left side, 3 is up and no good by Shawnee Miles at the buzzer. End of the third period, 37-23 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Lyman, 1 quarter away from a berth in the state semifinals. This is a First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on KADQ 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
No matter what you need to have printed, Westar Printing is the place you want to have it done. Calendars, letterhead, envelopes, brochures, books, posters, vinyl banners, business forms, announcements, wedding invitations, and business cards are just a few examples. You can also have your favorite family photos printed on canvas or placed into a personalized family photo calendar. You will want to do business with Westar Printing. Stop in today. Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston.
An infected tooth can cause discomfort and serious harm to your health. At Wyoming Dental Specialties, endodontist Dr. Leslie Walker understands the complexities removing infected tissues from inside the tooth, which is one reason why you can trust him to provide endodontic treatment and root canal therapy. With a skilled staff and state-of-the-art technology in our office, we help save your smile and improve your overall dental health. Call today to schedule your appointment, 307-789-5608.
Fourth quarter action and something to report here. It sounds like we may be getting kicked out as well. The NFHS network is the only one who will be allowed to continue coverage of everyone what? Yep. Yeah, Jack Nowlin just telling me, and that's the news. Everyone except the NFHS network is done after this game. Just players, coaches, and our friendly friends over at the NFHS.
Oh.
Yeah, well, that's interesting.
Yeah, right.
But that's the world we're living in right now. So this is our last game. We're not going to be able to bring you coverage the rest of this tournament, it sounds like. Well, underway here, final quarter, and Lyman with a big lead. So we'll call this game like it's a state championship one over Newcastle here in the fourth period, 37-23 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. High post pass, Ostison out left side. Driving into the free throw line, turn around, back. Volker with the basketball to the right corner. Back to Volker. Ryan Thomas getting some playing time for Lyman. Just noticed that one. So Kendall Dickerson and now Ryan Thomas getting a little bit of playing time here. From the left ring to the right. Volker bounces it over right side. Out of bounds off Mandy Air, playing the aggressive passing lanes. Well, I can't say I'm all that happy about that, but
No.
I guess I can understand. But why does one media get to stay and the other one doesn't? That's interesting. I'd say we should kick them out as well. But I'd like to be able to watch the games. Back underway here. Down to the free throw line. Jalen Ostison converts for a 2. 6:52 left in the period. 37-25 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Stolen out of the inbound. Sage Bradshaw ties everyone up, and a jump ball called. Possession arrow back to Lyman. Inbound pass for the Lyman Eagles. Hadley Gross with the basketball. Well, we got here, I guess, to do our state preview show at least.
Yeah, no kidding.
You can go watch that one archived if you'd like. 37-25 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Lyman basketball going from right to left. Turn around at the top of the key. Backdoor cut. Bradshaw's there. Shoots it up. Hit. And converts. 39.
That was a nice play by Sage. She was aggressive going to the basket. Hit it right off the glass, so it went right into the bucket. And now she's in for a free throw.
Second team foul for Newcastle. The and one misses short. Hadley Gross gets the board back to Sage, and she's fouled right back to the free throw line. Clock at 6:25. That was the fourth foul on Volker. Beestrom on this foul. $6:25 left in the fourth period. Lyman looking primed to go to the semifinals. Wish we could be around for it.
Sage misses again.
Yeah, 0 of 2 from the line today for Sage. Score is 39-25. 0 of 3. And the rebound to Newcastle. 14-point lead for the Lyman Eagles. Newcastle tosses up ahead. Over on the right wing, we've got Conselman over to the right corner. Beestrom passes off to Tidyman. She's at the top of the key, guarded tightly by Thomas. Passing lane, nearly stolen away, Sage Bradshaw. Out to the left side, Volker fires from 3. Airballs it, way overshot that one. Board kept inbounds. Stays with Newcastle. Beestrom, bounce pass into the hands of Hadley Gross. 6 minutes to go. Mandier running with the basketball. 39-25 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. And the clock stops. Clock at 5:49. Lyman basketball up by 14 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Sounds like this is our last broadcast of the year.
Yeah.
Man, wasn't ready for that.
No.
Inbound, shot missed by Mandy Air. Ball still rolling on the ground. Back to half court, picked up by Newcastle. It's Tidyman with it. Knocked out of bounds and hit out. Sage Bradshaw forced the steal off the body of Tidyman. So it's back to Lyman. And they're up by 14, 5:40 left, a lot of time to play.
Yeah.
So trying to close out here, but a little bit of comfort being shown as Coach Hansen's felt all right, pouring out that bench a little bit, giving some players varsity experience in a big moment that otherwise they just wouldn't have the ability to experience. Bryce Hansen takes the inbound pass from Sage Bradshaw. 5:37 left in the 3A state quarterfinals. Dribble from left to right to the wing to the top of the key. Thomas takes a 3. It's good! Ryan Thomas, with her first appearance in a state tournament, gets on the scoreboard. 42-25 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. 3-ball put up and missed by Cass rather. Rebounded by Hansen. Up ahead, Mandy Air on the left side. Layup misses. Grabs her own board out to Sage Bradshaw. Deep elbow shot in. Sage puts it up to 19 points, 44-25 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Volker across the timeline and taken a timeout. Coach Ostesen doesn't know what to do. 4:54 left in the contest here at the Casper Event Center, and a 19-point lead on the Lyman Eagles over Newcastle. First bank presentation of Eagles basketball on KADQ FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
Buying or selling is a simple process if you're working with the right real estate agent. This is Bobby Dalzall, broker with Big Country Properties. We have agents serving both Lincoln and Uintah counties that can assist you with all of your real estate needs. We are the top listing and selling brokerage in the Bridger Valley and strive to be honest, hardworking, and thorough. Whether buying or selling, we make it happen. Call us today at Big Country Properties, 307-782-3556.
44-25 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Well, the latest news we have is after this game, everyone is out except for the coaches, the players, and the NFHS network.
Yep.
Go figure on that one. So the program that's brought you such great coverage as 82-12, Riverton leading Green River in a semifinal game last week, or whoever they were playing, because they didn't know either. They didn't have the right scores. They're the ones who get to stay. So. Unfortunately, that's your only option, it sounds like, for viewing or listening going forward.
Well, $10 a month for it on top of it, so.
Yep. I'm trying to make up for all those revenues they need to get in. Newcastle down by 19 points. Lyman defending, going from left to right. Down low, Cass dishes out left side. Volker continuing to play with 4 fouls. Misses a 3-ball. McGuire with the rebound for Lyman. Lindsey McGuire getting in for the first time today. And first time in tournament action for her as well. Most of these players getting first time tournament action, but some of these players probably not expected to get in this contest, if not for a 19-point lead. 4:20 left in the fourth quarter. And Volker has it on the left corner, knocked out of bounds by Sage Bradshaw. Stays with Newcastle. Charles C. Rose checks in, as does Kendall Dickerson for the Lyman Eagles.
Credit to Newcastle. They're still playing hard. They're giving it their best shot to try to cut this lead down as far as they can.
Inbound from Volker. Sweet has it on the left corner. Back to Volker on the left corner. 4:10 left in this contest. Lyman leading 44-25 in the 3A state quarterfinals. Wing 3 up and dropped in. Cass on that conversion. Makes it 44-28 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. It's her third three of the game. Charles C. Rose with the basketball, going from right to left for Lyman. Kendall Dickerson on the right wing. Looking for it. Up top, Lindsey McGuire had the ball, lost it, grabs it back again, down to the deck, and then fouled, or no, timeout taken by Coach Hansen just in time. 44-28 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. 3:35 left in this game, fourth quarter. This is a First Bank presentation of Lyman on MyLocalRadio.com.
We know that when you think of Plains Tire in Evanston, you always think
The Tire Professionals.
Quality customer service.
They're friendly with great prices.
I really like Plains Tire in Evanston.
But did you also know that the team at Plains Tire offers oil changes, windshield wiper checks, and free alignment checks? That's right, free alignment checks. We don't want you to quit thinking all those great things when you hear Plains Tire. We just want you to add to the list. Plains Tire, the tire professionals. Stop in today, 157 Bear River Drive.
$44-28 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. 3:35 left in the fourth period, and sounds like in our broadcasting season, we'll talk with some people after this game, and if there's anything that changes, we'll let you know both on the station and social media-wise. But it sounds like they're kicking us out after that. Now, SVI to my left, they've got their soundboard set up. They have not packed up. They have the game after us. So as for the moment, they're not giving in on this.
No.
And so we'll see what's going on. Well, it doesn't sound promising, though, for us being able to bring you games the rest of the season, unfortunately, here at the culminating event. So one way or another, I guess we can start the conspiracy theory out there that somebody else started that coronavirus to get their exclusive coverage just that much more exclusive. No, I shouldn't say that. I don't mean that, but it's unfortunate that you get behind a paywall. We bring you video coverage all year long for free, and now you don't have any options left if you want to watch the state tournament. We don't have any options left. Ostison comes away with the steal for Newcastle. 44-28 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Shot rejected and knocked out of bounds. Did we have two Lyman players going for a jump ball? That, of course, that would mean a travel. It looked like we had two Lyman girls fighting for the ball. 3:12 left in the fourth period. 44-28 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Charles C. Rose and Sage Bradshaw out for Lyman. Ryan Thomas back in. Hope Sinnott in as well. Down into the blocks. Ostison goes right around Kendall Dickerson and converts. 44-30 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Ostison continuing to do what she can offensively. Just a freshman. I'd imagine we're not seeing the last of her at the state tournaments with 3 more years left to play. Out to the right wing, Kendall Dickerson has the basketball. 2 minutes, 54 seconds left, and she throws it away out of bounds. Back to Newcastle.
Last night on your preview show, Elin Olaf, the Evanston broadcaster, brought up the comment when you were talking to Allison Furtig about how she was a senior when in reality she's only a junior.
Yeah.
And she reminds me a lot of Ostison, that she's only a freshman, but she at least plays like a junior or a senior.
She's a good athlete, and she'll have a lot of bright years ahead of her. And I think we talked about this team, Newcastle, with the basketball. Allie Cass, who has it right now, is a freshman. Ostison, a freshman. Their point guard, Shelby Tiedemann, a freshman. And then off the bench, we've seen Mackenzie Conselman a little bit today. She's also a freshman. So a ton of youth on this team as they turn the ball over back to Lyman. 2:35 left in the fourth period on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Lyman basketball up 44-30, and it looks like, for the most part, teams are kind of calling off the dogs here, which is interesting. At 14 points, I think it's just the way the game's gone. It'd be surprised. I mean, if this is a different matchup, you'd see the team still trying to fight here. Coach Hansen has his reserves in right now. And Coach Ostison was just taking some of his reserves out. He's still got some of them in. I mean, I know it's a double-digit game, and it's been a low-scoring one, but with 2 minutes left to go, I am a little surprised of the pace of play and the decisions out here, kind of calling it off.
I would agree to that to a point, but also I think a lot of these girls are tired.
Yeah.
And if you can give them as much of a break, even until the last minute or whatever, and you put a lot of them back in to do what you can.
That's true, and I guess if it gets close, for Coach Hansen, that makes sense. If it gets down to single digits, put your stars back in. If not, let them rest. On the Newcastle side, I guess, is where my surprise came, because who cares if they're tired for consolation tomorrow?
Yeah.
This is the season on the line.
I think there's only so much you can run, too, if you're Newcastle, that these girls have been running for I don't know how many minutes. Give them a little bit of a break here and there and see what your reserves can maybe pull out.
Well, it's back to Newcastle basketball. A push foul, and Ryan Thomas gives it back Newcastle's way. 1 minute and 40 seconds left to go in the fourth period, and a 44-30 lead on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Out to the left wing, Newcastle basketball. Drives in baseline, floating shot, in. And that was Tidyman. She was covered up by a sea of players, as we don't have the best vantage point. We don't have any high. We're actually below the court here. And 2 more points on for Newcastle, 32 points in all. 44-32 the score on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Hope's in it with the basketball at the top of the key, over to the right side. Kendall Dickerson has it. Final minute of play, free throw line shot up by Harris is in. Well, it's been a pleasure covering the Bridger Valley all season long. Unfortunately, it sounds like this may be it for us, and didn't expect it. Won't get to do the Mountain View game tonight, almost certainly. But what a great season it's been. We'll keep it right here for this break. There's a timeout, 54 seconds left. Started with a great football season. Lyman getting a first-round bye at state, ultimately following to a pretty good Thermopolis team. Mountain View going undefeated, picking up the program's 3rd state title this decade, 5th appearance this decade, and including their 3rd straight trip, two championships for basically that core senior class. Volleyball season, we saw Mountain View and Lyman, of course, unfortunately battle to the end in the regional championships, or the regional consolation loser-out game. Mountain View advancing in that one, and the same thing happened in the boys basketball game. Final game. Those games are fun when they're in the regular season. It was heartbreaking both times when you had to see one team like that lose out and their season was over. We loved covering Lyman and Mountain View all year long. Been a fun, long basketball season. A lot of months gone by, but it seems like, in a way, it's flown by. Going back to the Bridger Valley Invitational, this is really it for us, and too soon.
Yeah, it really is
too soon. And we have to leave 2 great teams in Mountain View and Lyman, both of who have legitimate chances at trying that upset. Everyone's got a chance out on the court, and Lyman and Mountain View, I think, may be your 2 best bets if anyone can bring down the behemoth in Douglas.
Yeah. I think Lyman stood good today. They're playing great defense. Hopefully tomorrow they can get their shot to fall a little bit better from the arc.
They would need to shoot better. They're 19 of 51 today. They're running away because they've got so many shots on the board. That won't be the case tomorrow if Douglas, as we all presume, will advance on against Pinedale. 45 seconds left in the game. Kendall Dickerson down low off the glass. No good. Rebounded by Newcastle. Down to a final 38 seconds of this contest. Lyman on its way to the 3A state semifinals next week. And a Lindsay McGuire jump ball. Nice job there. The jump ball stays Newcastle's way. She was a little upset that it wasn't going hers, but no foul, Lindsay. Just a good jump ball there.
That was.
She topped right on. Shot was going up, and as they were rising, she shot right over and got blocked. Missed shot and a rebound, up and missed again. Back to Lindsay McGuire for Lyman. 24 seconds left in the contest. Up ahead to Hope Sinnott. She can't hold on to the pass. Rolls out of bounds. You know, you've got a meeting in Laramie next week.
I do.
I'm actually thinking that may be not happening.
No. I thought there was no question in my mind that it would happen, but I'm not sure now.
I think we have to consider everything could be put on hold here for the indefinite future. The games will go on, but no fans, apparently no radio, just that one network that we just all love so dearly. 3-2 and 1 second left. Lyman is into the state semifinals tomorrow. 46-34 the final on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Lyman advances on to the state finals, the state semifinals tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. at Casper College. We'll take a break, come back post-game, hand out the Dr. McKay Franken Precision Play of the Game. And this is a First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on MyLocalRadio.com and KADQ 98.3 FM.
When you have any mechanical problems, always think of Reese Auto Service in Lyman first. Doug and the mechanics at Reese Auto Service work on everything from your lawnmower and snowblower to cars, trucks, farm and ranch equipment, and semis. You can also get tires for anything you need at Reese Auto Service. Always visit Reese first. You'll get great pricing and quality-friendly service. Reese Auto Service, 541 Highway 413, Lyman.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come on in, Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come on in, Hotel and Suites, Casper.
You're in good hands when you choose Dr. Stosage and Dr. Buick at Wyoming Dental Specialties for dental implants and wisdom tooth extractions. They work with passion and focus. They use techniques and technologies that are modern and precise. With 2 decades of experience, their skills are highly specialized. If you need teeth extractions or dental implants placed, come see Dr. Stosage or Dr. Buick at Wyoming Dental Specialties, 50 Park Road, or call us at 307-789-9034.
A common thread no matter where you live in Wyoming is that if you're heading somewhere, it's probably going to be a while until you get there. A lot can go wrong on these long road trips across this great state. And if you ever find yourself broke down on the side of the road, it's time to call Glade Erickson at Bridger Valley Motor to come pick you up, day or night. Bridger Valley Motor offers 24-hour towing services. If you need a tow, you need to call Glade on his cell phone at 307-780-3280. Bridger Valley Motor is here to pick you up if your lift ever lets you down. 307-780-3280.
Well, in post-game, Ron Laird, commissioner of the WHSAA, came on the loudspeaker, gave an announcement. It's a directive from the state health organization, something along those lines, that they fought as long as they could. No fans, no media,
no parents,
no band, no cheerleaders, no nothing. It's just players and coaches, and that also is only for now. And from the sounds of it, I think they're going to adjust the brackets. This may be a single elimination tournament at this point.
Yeah.
It sounds like that could happen. It also sounds like this tournament may not make it through the day.
No, it may not.
So we'll see. We are speculating right now. We're not saying with anything of a surety. However, we have not been officially kicked out for the rest of the tournament, but we're not allowed. We can't go home because it's snowing, but we also can't stay here. So, oh, man, Bob's Country Bunker is closing down, and so are we. The Dr. McKay Franklin Precision play of the game goes to, I liked Mandier, that play back in that first quarter. I love the ground that she covered. It was really indicative of how much ground she was covering in that first half of that play where she passed the ball over to the right corner. It was a missed 3, and then she was already under the basket. I have a suspicion you might want to go somewhere else, though, to a different player who was hustling in this contest.
I really liked Nicole Peden today. I thought she hustled very nicely. She was playing awesome defense. She was on every ball that she could. There was one time I remember they were at half court, and she ran by and just jabbed the ball out. And the point guard ended up having to go and try to collect the ball, and she was already down in the post waiting on her defensive duty. She hustled today, and I think when they come and they play against Douglas, if Douglas can get through, that they're going to probably put Nicole on Allison Fertig.
I think you're right. When you said that, Nicole Peden on Allison Fertig, she was playing aggressive.
She was.
You're going to give up, I mean, more than half a foot.
Yeah.
But that's no matter who Lyman puts on her. That's going to be the case. And I think that's a player who I think that could be a matchup. We could see big minutes out of Nicole tomorrow, trying to match up against Allison Fertig, who we see warming up right now. That's your Dr. McKay Franklin Precision plays of the game. We are going to close it out right now, go to a press conference, and unfortunately, probably that's it for us on the season. Thanks so much for everyone out in the Bridger Valley. We had a ball bringing you contests throughout the year, and we'll see you around real soon.
Yeah.
The preceding has been a wholly owned production of MyLocalRadio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Old West Media. Today's executive producer is Val Cook. We appreciate you tuning in to this MyLocalRadio.com exclusive of Lyman Eagles Athletics. We would like to take a moment to thank all of our sponsors and partners who make this all possible. And of course, thank you for tuning in. Check out our website for more information about future Lyman broadcasts, or like us on Facebook to stay up to date with the games. Until next time, go Eagles!